You're just talking to her. You just stared at her.
I'm going to introduce you, and then we're just going to talk like we're at SUR.
Let's do it.
Or anywhere.
Yep. The options are endless. We're in West Hollywood.
I say we go to, oh yeah, I'd rather go to London though.
It was so good.
It's the best city.
I loved it.
Paris is pretty good. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, right. Go ahead.
Ready?
Setting. All right.
Ready?
Ready, go.
Hey there, welcome to the Dr. Nina Show here on Focus TV Network. I'm your host, Dr. Nina Savell Rocklin, and I am super excited to have my friend Craig Ramsey here today in the studio. Craig is, not only is he one of my favorite people, he's a lot of people's favorite people. Colin Farrell called him a genius. People magazine said he is one of the top fitness experts in the country. He's going to talk about fitness and answer any kind of questions we might have. So welcome.
Thank you for having
Craig,
me.
it's
Let
so
me
good to
correct you.
have you.
Colin Farrell called me a naughty girl, then he called me a genius.
Oh, see, I didn't know about the naughty girl part.
Right, you have to Google that. It's pretty interesting. It's funny.
I think both are great compliments.
Hey, I'll take both. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you know what I hear all the time from people who come to see me? They
Right.
say, oh, I know I need to work out. I know I need to move my body. I know I need to go to the gym.
Right.
And then they say, but I just can't make myself do it.
So they know what they need.
They know what they need.
And they know that they're not doing it.
Yes.
Right. So many people believe that fitness and movement is not for them. And I think and you'll know this as a doctor that analyzes this, but growing up and even in the school system, how we have to play on teams and we have to win. And so many people feel isolated from fitness and they don't feel athletic. And that's where I come in, where I have to first address the fact that you have a capable moving body and you are athletic at any size, shape, age, etc. Once they have that confidence, then they actually have a desire and they feel comfortable being in that environment and moving their body.
Yeah, that's such a good point because most people think athletic is a look. Like they might say that you are athletic,
Right.
but if you don't look like you're not athletic.
Exactly, or it's a sport. Like if they never played sports, they think of it as something that's like Olympic worthy, and it's simply not. Moving your body with intensity, and purpose is what athleticism is. And that is at any different level. I don't care if that is walking on a 2.0 incline on a treadmill or if it's sprinting at, a 10.0 incline. It doesn't matter. If you're challenging your body, then you're improving your athleticism, and then your health and wellness and your physique goals are all going to catch up.
And it's good to make a distinction between your physique goals, what are you going to look like, versus your health goals, because those are two totally different goals.
Yeah, and they also go hand in hand with eating and nutrition. Oftentimes, if someone doesn't have, as you know, a disorder is something completely different, but if they don't and they're emotional eaters or such, just the movement and exercising being implemented into their lifestyle chemically changes their desires and their actual habits of food intake.
Yeah, because once you start eating something that's healthy, pure, and actually you can feel how good it feels in your body,
Right.
people tend to want to do that more, and they want...
What's actually moving your body is chemically changing what you're going to desire and need to have in your body. That's why when so many women come to see me, and a lot of them are intimidated because I'm a big muscular guy. Obviously.
Yes, you are.
and
I hadn't noticed that.
Right. And they are like, oh, I don't want to look like him. And so they have some slight hesitation, but I actually know how to contour a woman's body and help you reach your physique goals. But it starts with your mind, and it starts with understanding that when you exercise, we have to analyze what your food taken is to. We have to address those things. And also, as soon as I say you're upping your workouts, you're going to have muscle fatigue. You're going to crave more of this and this and this. just putting it on their radar, then they don't feel like they're the lone loser that can't handle the cravings that come in to play. Just understanding and knowledge and information, correct information, because there's a lot of training out there that is, in my opinion, incorrect and leads people astray. But if you get the right information, it all makes sense, and then we realize we're all in this together as human beings. None of us are totally different.
Well, I love your perspective. And you also said something that I love, which is that you can't unlearn fitness.
Right.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, with my experience with my clients and people even on social media, and this is something that I'm really happy that we're having this discussion, and thank you so much for addressing this for people, because so many people have guilt already in 2018 more than ever. You know, there's so much going on. We don't know if we're keeping our jobs, the political climate, all these pressures of people. And so when they see a trainer, sometimes when even one session with me, people need a break and they need to step back and they need to test what they've learned. And a lot of times they don't even know what they learned. They just know that it's too much. They've tapped out. I'm not a trainer, I'm not a fitness expert that is going to hold back. I'm going to share everything that you are going to need to know for yourself, for your loved one, your husband in your life, your kids, to make sure that you become your own lifestyle expert and you're able to handle everything that is in your lifestyle and in your life. And when that is done with my training, I notice that there's people that they'll subconsciously take the information and they'll always change. But because they go astray for whatever reasons it is, that I don't see them either again ever or for long periods of time, I don't want them to feel guilty and I don't want them to think that that's a negative either. Right now I've been training this wonderful woman who just happens to be my sister-in-law, and she's lost over 100 pounds.
Wow.
Yes, in a year. With my direction,
Amazing.
one of those months she went missing and she totally wouldn't pick up the phone. And that is a personal relationship. That's a sister that I love. That's my sister-in-law. And for her to associate all of the negativity and the struggle and the obstacles that she had with her health and wellness to me as a trainer, that's where I don't push it. It's not my battle to win. It's not ego-driven. Take a step back and then let it clear, let it absorb. And then she identifies what is working subconsciously and then what is not.
And eventually she picked up the phone again.
Well, yeah, I showed up. It wasn't a phone thing.
She had no choice.
Knock, knock, knock. Yeah, and I show up. But that's the whole point of this, is people don't get in your head. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilt. Take your moments, and you should always feel like you have the open door, and the trainer or whoever you're working with will pick up the phone whenever you're ready.
You're planting a seed. And the rate at which they're going to water it may vary, but you've planted the seed, and there's no.
I love that. I'm going to
it.
use that. I'm going to steal that, but I'll give you credit here and there.
As long as you call me a naughty
girl.
Naughty
girl.
That naughty girl.
Yeah.
Yes. No, the same thing happened recently to me. I got a call the other day from someone who said, I saw you in your group like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm finally ready.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of heartwarming to think that, you can see someone or talk to them one time, and you will plant that seed.
Yeah, you can't undo fitness. You can't undo knowledge. If we're a sane, capable person of absorbing information, and that's what I do. Like when someone's on a treadmill, I'm still feeding them so much that goes in that can be implemented throughout their day, and food choices and all that. It rings to them, and you'll be surprised at how many people then once they give a little time and they identify, oh, I've changed these habits, or I'm still losing weight. It might not be like a Thinnervention, like my first Bravo show, where it's like 12 weeks, 7 clients that all have to lose all this weight in a short amount of time. They might not have an aggressive weight loss, but that's okay. And then over time, by implementing that, 5 pounds comes off, 10 pounds comes off, and they're going to have success regardless. It's not a negative.
Yes, and I did not do you justice in your introduction, because you are indeed a Bravo celebrity as well as being a celebrity fitness person. You know,
And social media,
intervention
which is such an incredible opportunity to be there for people. That was my goal with social media. I didn't realize how it'd blow up by being on TV and being on shows like Thintervention or Newlyweds. But my initiative is to always answer back and to address people, because I'm sure you deal with this with the eating disorders and such, is sometimes people just need to be heard. Regardless of what that is or how aggressive or it might appear to be attacking with me. My mom gave me great information back in the day where she said, Craig, protect yourself by a hula hoop of protective energy, and you allow people in the way you want, but you're still dancing for them. You're still moving your hips, and their energy, if it's
sounds
negative, will
great.
bounce off, right?
Yes.
It's protected me, so bring it.
But it's also about connecting. People, talk about social media as if it's this thing that's disconnecting people, but I actually think it's the opposite. I think it's connecting people, and someone can reach out to you and say, "Hey, Craig," and maybe you'll like what they said. They feel like they know you. They feel like they're connected. Maybe they don't know you, but the feeling is.
Oh no, they know
that,
me. I had my
personally.
I had my taint waxed on national TV. Yeah, they know me way too well now
Way
at this
too
point in
well.
time.
But be able to connect with other people and share what you know and know that they're taking what you have to give
Yeah.
and making use of it. It's a beautiful thing.
That's why I did reality TV, and it was really a tough decision to put myself out there in that way, especially as a fitness expert, because I'm not perfect. No fitness experts are. This is the good conversation to have too. Most personal trainers and most fitness models, in my opinion, are in the business to be held accountable because they themselves have a lot of issues, self-body image issues. Relationship issues with food and such. I mean, I do, of course.
Well, that's
of course
why,
I do.
That's why people say psychiatrists and psychologists are so effed up, right? I
Right.
mean, and I can't say it's wrong. A lot of people are.
Right.
Not me.
But if they've been there, done that, then they understand. They're going to help guide you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
No one.
And that the point is to bring a mirror up and say, hey, world, we're all imperfect. We're all perfectly imperfect,
Yeah.
whatever you want to say. Let's just stop trying to be so perfect and be our best selves in every way.
And no workout's perfect. That's what I want people to understand too, is when I demonstrate something on social media, it's so different in my athletic trained body than it is with my clients that are looking to gain their athleticism or lose 30 to 100 pounds. And that's okay. All I want people to do is challenge themselves to where they're going to be compromised in communicating with me, and they're going to be out of breath. And then that's why intervals are so important in my training, is because it gives people a chance to recover and build up their energy and then explode again. Yeah.
So switching gears a little bit, you have what may be the coolest workout class I have ever heard
Right?
of. Stretch a reason to whine.
Woo! Leg up. Yep.
Bottoms up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Was that a gay
super
joke, Dr.
cool-
Nina?
Not me. Not after what you shared.
Yeah,
No,
right.
never.
For any of you that don't.
Okay, it kind of was a little.
Nice. We're in West Hollywood. It should be. So what my Stretch Reason to Wine class is, and the whole initiative of that, is to give people permission to move their body and to not have any guilt associated with it. So a lot of times we're like, oh, drinking and wine. Of course, when you overdo it, that's not wise at all. But this is in moderation, my class. But what I wanted to give people the opportunity is, here's wine that we think is negative and bad for us, but in combination of a stretch program, it's highly beneficial chemically to your muscles. And of course, inhibition-wise, everyone feels really relaxed and they show up, and it's a different social environment than most like boot camp classes that you'd go to.
So if I try to do the splits later while holding a glass of Cabernet, that's actually a healthy act.
Get low with Merlot. Get low with Merlot in those splits. Absolutely, but that's why I start the class off with light, like Grigio, something light and flowy and fruity like me, of course. And then it's like light stretches, and then it goes to more full-bodied wines and then full-bodied stretches.
Like you.
Like me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with this class? How did you come up with this idea, and when are you having it in LA?
Right. Now that I'm back from some travels, I am going to have regular classes. So on my website, craigramsey.com, I started this class with my Real Hives of the Bravo franchise. And a lot of them, they said to me, okay, do whatever you want workout-wise, do whatever you want nutritionally, you're just not taking away my wine. And being a trained contortionist, I was in ballet companies, as you know, and with a Broadway background, I was like, there's something here. If I can combine stretching, which every person can do, regardless of what obstacle or disability even they have, there's a form of stretching that can be done appropriately. So I'm like, if I can combine that and then make them aware of their movement and change them chemically with their relationship with their body, then I have a golden ticket, and that's what I gave them. And all of them now, you see it. It's so funny, like a lot of them in this position, like if they're out having a glass of wine, they'll do a figure 4 stretch and they'll pop their chest up and they'll booty out in the background and they're getting an incredible stretch right in the glutes and the lower back. So it's working.
Okay, everyone.
There you go.
Cheers.
Chest up, booty out, open the thigh. Yeah, that's right.
Now, this is a class that I think a lot of people would have no problem motivating themselves to get to.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and I always encourage, you know, responsible, take a Lyft, Uber home, and plan accordingly. But also, it's a great social opportunity for people to get together, like-minded people, because this still is a fitness experience. It's still a health experience. So they're socially coming together. A lot of singles come to the class single, but they might not leave single.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also have 2 books.
Yeah.
Written 2 books about exercise. Tell us about your books.
You know, I actually know what I'm talking about, right?
You
I
kinda
wrote,
do.
Yeah, I wrote 2
You
anatomy
do.
books, Anatomy
Yes.
of Muscle Building and Anatomy of Stretching. So my fitness vocabulary, especially my stretching vocabulary, is vast, and I really wanted to learn the ins and outs of the anatomy. Which I was inspired to do so because my mom back in 2000 was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And in order to protect her, because it was so foreign to her and where we grew up in such a small town, I really took to learning what she could do and how to appropriately fitness program her. So in doing that, I decided to take that knowledge and the experience, so not only the book smarts, but then the experience as a Broadway performer and dancer, and combine that in an anatomy series book that's very unique, because I give not only the beginner, but I give the advanced, and from the dancer's perspective. Because the dancer moves with such grace and such ability, regardless of what kind of pain that we've had in our body. So we've kind of been there, done that,
Right.
and that, yeah, so the books are doing very well.
Well, I don't know if it's the cover of the book or if it's on your website, but that picture of you with your leg, I don't know, like somewhere that it should not be
Right.
in normal anatomy.
Nowhere
was
that you would
pretty
think
amazing.
almost a 200-pound muscular
Yeah,
guy
you're just like,
could, yeah.
you know, it's somewhere up here.
Right. And that took time. It wasn't like I came out of the womb in a split. You know, I actually really work on my flexibility. I drink a lot of wine, so that helps. No, I'm just kidding. I do enjoy wine. That's why I created the class. But I stretch my body. Anytime I'm watching TV and I tell people, stretch. Grab the book. There's over 300 stretches in it, and just apply those. Also, growing up, my mother was so smart in researching for ADD that I was diagnosed with, is that stretching and engaging while you're doing your homework helps your brain absorb what you're reading and what you're studying.
So multitasking is good if you have ADD.
If you do, if it's
In a certain way.
If it's engaging the body without distraction of what you're doing. That's why held stretching is so beneficial with learning that. It's great for actors. A lot of my clients that are celebrity actors and performers, I will give them the stretching routines to do while they're learning their lines. So the multitasking's good.
interesting. Well, I expect multitasking hyphenate, such as yourself,
Right.
you know, celebrity fitness trainer, author,
this,
Bravo star.
Yeah.
What don't you do?
Well, I don't sleep well on planes. I just came back from London, and it was like a long trip, but I just can't fall asleep in like public situations.
It's very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. Yeah. Regardless, I just, yeah, I can't go there. There's lots of things I can't do. I'm not perfect, and I think that that's what makes me appealing as a fitness professional. People see it. They see it on my social media. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see that someone even of your caliber within the fitness community still has those habits. It's relatable.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
No.
And it's a great message that you're putting out in the world. You can be the best person that you can be, but don't have standards for yourself that are completely impossible to meet.
Yeah, and no guilt.
Yeah.
Enough with the guilt with as far as your body and fitness is concerned. Too many times these group classes make people feel isolated and removed. I'm happy even you showing up and moving your body to your potential is spectacular. I really respect people of all fitness levels who just show up and just put it out on social media even.
Mm-hmm.
One of my things for this year, I told people, I said, just set your intention and put it out there. There's so much like-mindedness out there that you're not alone. You're never ever alone. And that's the fitness that I teach, and I try and make it fun with my Stretch Reason to Wine, or I've even been known drag queens, workouts of drag, that entertain you while you're working out.
Workouts of drag.
Because it is, we all know that.
Can I come to that one?
Yes, you definitely. That's open to everyone because we can all agree that workouts of drag. Yeah.
Workouts of drag. Oh, well, thank you so much, Craig, for being here.
Thank you.
How can people find you?
At my website, craigramsey.com, and on social media, it's at Craig Ramsey Fit.
Wonderful. Thanks for
you.
being here.
Thank you for bringing the topics you do. Thank you.
And that's our show for today. I was here with Craig Ramsey, celebrity fitness expert and hyphenate who does so much good in the world. Please join me next time here on the Dr. Nina Show here on Focus TV Network.
Leg up. Bye-bye. Bye, bye, bye.
I can kind of do that.
Yes, you can. Kind of, and you're like, boom. Damn.